Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing amazing. So welcome all of you at AriserTalent, and today we are going to start a next type of the reaction in this series, which is a very important one. In our previous lecture we have discussed a lot of reaction, but today we are going to deal with a very important reaction, and we are about to start the redox reaction. But before that you have to clear in your mind the concept of oxidation and reduction. So in our today's lecture we are going to deal with the oxidation part. Clear? So the topic is all about oxidation reactions. Now, oxidation reaction. The word oxy is added here. It means there is a addition of oxygen to something. So whenever there is a addition of oxygen, I can say that the reaction is said to be the oxidation reaction. If there is a addition of oxygen, it means there is a removal of hydrogen from a reaction. So the removal of hydrogen is again a oxidation reaction. If you are adding oxygen to anything, it means the electronegative element is getting added to something. So oxidation is actually a addition of electronegative element. On the other hand, you can say that oxidation is a reaction in which there is a removal of electropositive element. So I am getting here the four definition of oxidation reaction. The first one is oxidation is a reaction in which there is a addition of oxygen. So you can say that addition of oxygen is called oxidation reaction. So addition of oxygen will be our oxidation reaction. Clear? Now, on the other hand, removal of hydrogen is also called the oxidation reaction. If oxygen is added and on the other hand removal of hydrogen is called oxidation reaction. Clear? So removal of hydrogen will be also your oxidation reaction. If you are adding oxygen to something, it means you are just adding the electronegative element. So I can say that addition of electronegative element is called oxidation reaction. And if electronegative element is added, oxygen is added. If hydrogen is removed, it means there is a removal of electropositive element. So we can also say that the removal of electropositive element is called oxidation reaction. Clear? So by combining all the four statements, you will get the definition of oxidation reaction. So I can say that whenever there is a addition of oxygen or electronegative element, and when there is a removal of hydrogen or electropositive element, we can say that the oxidation reaction is going to occur. Clear? So simply addition of oxygen is the addition of electronegative element. Removal of hydrogen is a removal of electropositive element, and this is the definition of oxidation reaction. Why we are discussing about the oxidation reaction? Because we have to study the redox reaction, and for the redox reaction, the concept of oxidation and reduction must be cleared in your mind, because redox is actually a combination of reduction and oxidation only. Clear? So, oxidation reaction is a reaction in which all the four things can occur. Now, let us take some examples to understand that how will be the oxidation, oxygen is added to the reactant and how is the hydrogen removed from a substance. Clear? So, just copy this part from here. So, the first case we are considering here is all about addition of oxygen. Addition of oxygen simply means that O2 is added to any element, any substance you have. So, examples we are considering here is like C plus O2. Carbon is added to oxygen to give you CO2. Okay. S plus O2, SO2. Cu plus O2 gives you CuO. Clear? P4 plus 5O2 give you 2P2O5. You have to balance the equation in order to get the balanced chemical reaction. So, you can see that in all the elements I have taken here, there is an addition of oxygen. In the first step, you can see that O2 is added to every part. Here it is an addition of O2, here it is an addition of O2, addition of O2 and addition of O2. So, on addition of O2 to a particular element, you are getting the oxide for that part. C plus O2 CO2, it means carbon and oxygen are combining to give you carbon dioxide. Similarly, sulfur when added to oxygen, it will give you sulfur dioxide. Copper when added to O2, it will give you copper oxide. And when phosphorus is added to oxygen, it is going to give you phosphorus oxide. Okay. So, this is the addition of oxygen to a particular element here. Now, the case number 2 is, apart from addition of oxygen, there is a removal of hydrogen. So, if there is a removal of hydrogen, then there we will consider the oxidation reaction too. So, the second case is about removal of hydrogen. So, removal of hydrogen is also a oxidation. So, the first case you have is addition of oxygen and the second case we have is removal of hydrogen. Now, we can see more examples to check that how the hydrogen is removed from a substance. Clear? So, hydrogen is basically removed from the substance. Suppose I am considering the example here, CH3COOH. This is acetic acid you have. When acetic acid is heated with a particular reagent, you will get here CH3COO and you can see that H2 is going to be removed from the solution. So, you can see that in that acetic acid, when you are adding a particular reagent here, then you can see that the hydrogen is getting separated from here. So, the removal of hydrogen is known as the oxidation reaction. Similarly, when hydrogen sulfide is added to removal of hydrogen is known as the oxidation reaction. Similarly, we can consider many more examples here. Suppose I am taking H2S. H2S is hydrogen sulfide. Whenever you are going to heat hydrogen sulfide, you will get H2 plus S. So you can see here, you will get here the 2H. So you will get 2H plus S. So you can see here that the hydrogen is removed. It means hydrogen is separated here. So again it is a oxidation reaction. Let us consider the third example, H2S plus Br2. Suppose hydrogen sulfide is added to bromine. So what will be the reaction take place? You will get 2HBr and sulfur is going to be eliminated here. So you can see that hydrogen is removed from a reaction. So if there is a removal of hydrogen, you can say that the oxidation reaction is going to occur here. So in all the cases, what is happening here? Oxidation is occurring. Oxidation, and it is oxidation. So oxidation is actually the addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen. Now, the third case is oxidation is the addition of electronegative element. Whenever you are going to add any electronegative element to a substance, the oxidation reaction is going to occur. So the third statement or the third factor will be addition of electronegative element. Addition of electronegative element. In our previous lectures, we have discussed that a list of electronegative and the electropositive elements. So what you have to do, you have to learn that elements, because in order to identify which is electronegative element, you have to learn that table. So the tables I have discussed in my previous videos, clear? So electronegative elements addition is also a oxidation. So if I am considering here, suppose we are taking here SnCl2. What is SnCl2? It is stannous chloride, and I am adding here Cl2, and we know that Cl2 is an electronegative element. So SnCl2 plus Cl2 is going to give you SnCl4. So again this type of the reaction is oxidation. And why it is oxidation? Because you can see that the electronegative element is added in the reaction. This is electronegative element. Addition of electronegative element. Similarly, if I am considering one more reaction here, so this is first reaction, and let us suppose the second reaction is H2S plus Cl2. Clear? Now, again Cl2 is an electronegative element and I am adding the electronegative element in the reaction. So what I am getting here, I will get here 2HCl plus S. So addition of electronegative element is nothing but it is again a oxidation reaction. Just consider the opposite case of it. If you are adding electronegative element, then you have to remove the electropositive element. So the removal of electropositive element is again oxidation. So the fourth step is removal of electropositive element. So removal of electropositive element is again our oxidation. So first example is, if we are adding Ki plus Cl2, clear? So 2Ki is potassium iodide and Cl2 is chlorine. Now if I'm adding Cl2 to potassium iodide, what I will get here? I will get here 2 KCl plus I2. Clear? So you can see that this I2 is removed from the reaction. I2 is an iodine and it is an electropositive element. And if there is a removal of electropositive element, we can say that the reaction will be the oxidation reaction. So you can say that this reaction is oxidation. And what you have just removed? You have just removed the I2 from the solution. So there is a removal of, this is a removal of electropositive element. So removal of electropositive element will be known as the oxidation reaction. Now take one more example here. Let us suppose we are taking sodium bromide and we are just adding chlorine to it. Clear? In sodium bromide we are adding the chlorine. So what is the product we are getting here? We will get 2 NaCl plus Br2. So again there is a removal of electropositive element in a solution. So such type of the reactions are known as oxidation reaction. So in simple terms you can say that oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen. Addition of electronegative element and removal of electropositive element. So this is all about the oxidation we have discussed in our today's lecture. Now reduction part is going to be discussed in our next section. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.